Beagle is a breed of small-sized hound, similar in appearance to the much larger foxhound. The Beagle is a scent hound, developed primarily for hunting hare. With a great sense of smell and the tracking instinct, the Beagle is employed as detection dog for prohibited agricultural imports and foodstuffs in quarantine around the world. In the 11th century, William the Conqueror brought the Talbot hound to Britain. The Talbot was a predominantly white, slow, deep-throated, scent hound derived from the St. Hubert hound which had been developed in the 8th century. At some point the English Talbots were crossed with greyhounds to give them an extra turn of speed. Long extinct, the Talbot strain probably gave rise to the Southern Hound which, in turn, is thought to be an ancestor of the modern-day Beagle. By the 18th century, two breeds had been developed for hunting hare and rabbit, the Southern Hound and the North Country Beagle, or Northern Hound. The Southern Hound, a tall, heavy dog with a square head and long, soft ears, was common from south of the River Trent and probably closely related to the Talbot Hound. Though slow, it had stamina and an excellent scenting ability. The North Country Beagle, possibly a cross between an offshoot of the Talbot stock and a greyhound, was bred chiefly in Yorkshire and was common in the northern counties. It was smaller than the Southern Hound, less heavy-set and with a more pointed muzzle. It was faster than its southern counterpart, but its scenting abilities were less well developed. As fox hunting became increasingly popular, numbers of both types of hound diminished. The Beagle-type dogs were crossed with larger breeds such as stag hounds to produce the modern foxhound. On its formation, the Association of Masters of Harriers and Beagles took over the running of a regular show at Peterborough that had started in 1889, and the Beagle Club in the UK held its first show in 1896. The regular showing of the breed led to the development of a uniform type, and the Beagle continued to prove a success up until the outbreak of World War I, when all shows were suspended. After the war, the breed was again struggling for survival in the UK. The last of the pocket beagles was probably lost during this time, and registrations fell to an all-time low. A few breeders, notably Raynalton Kennels, managed to revive interest in the dog, and by World War II, the breed was once again doing well. The most important thing to know about the Beagle is that he is a scent hound. His nose is the most important part of his anatomy and his head is always down to the ground, searching for an interesting trail to follow. Beagles have approximately 220 million scent receptors compared to the paltry 5 million or so in people, which makes them very good at picking up scents. Humorist Dave Barry once described his in-law's Beagle as a nose with feet. You may have seen the Beagle's nose at work at airports across the country. In 1984, the U.S. Department of Agriculture decided to use beagles to sniff out contraband food being brought into the United States at the Los Angeles International Airport.